So in this short video, I'm going to show you all about fitting Louvre blinds. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that when you're going to order Louvre blinds, I bought mine off eBay. It's unlikely that you're going to find the exact dimension that you want. And so if you look in the description for most of the companies that are selling these products, they'll ask you to oversize the product, i.e. if this dimension is 40 centimeters wide, then you might find the minimum dimension available is 50. And this, I think, is 1.2, and you might find that there is a 1.2 or it might be 1.5. So you're gonna buy something which is larger than you need, or exactly, if you're lucky, that you need, and then you're going to send them a message, and they're going to be able to cut that down so it fits the exact dimensions that you require. The same thing for this side. Now, I'm not just looking to cover the window, I want to cover the whole area. I've chosen to go with white because I think that will match the wood that I've got here that's painted. And this video is really designed to show you some of the little tips and tricks on how to get the perfect appearance first time round. So stick around and enjoy the video. So you can see we've got these tiny little holes here. I went out and bought these screws because no screws came with it, and you're looking for screws where the head just going to secure it. You could use a bradawl. So I'm going to put this in position like that, and I'm just going to literally make a small hole so you can see that little hole there. Now I can afford to make that a little bit larger. Through the hole, line the head of the screw up, okay, and then attach. Now these are small screws, but they're not doing a lot of physical work, they're not hanging a lot of weight, so that looks good. Now before we put any more screws in, we'll put the other side up with just one screw in, and then we can check that what we've got works. I've got the latch at the top, like so. I'm going to put that in the corner. You could make the mistake and do it that way around, I suppose. Just wants to slide in like that. Okay, and that works. So we'll bring this out and we'll put another screw in there, one in the corner, one in the corner there. That now fits in nice and tidily. This can now be pushed down so it can't come out. Okay, this is all going to get trimmed shortly. These brackets are provided, and these brackets can be stuck in such a way onto the top of this, and then you can put your fascia board like that. But I don't really like seeing the top of these clips, and replace it with self-adhesive Velcro strips. So this is a self-adhesive Velcro strip, and what I'm going to do is cut that into two sections. Like that. You can pull that off if you want to, right? So I can just cut that off. That is the minimum distance that this one is going to need to be. And if I open it, it's going to come to there. So fully closed, I'm going to need something to about that point there. So, okay, so that makes good there. And then by closing it and moving this to the top, that is the maximum distance that I'm going to need for this one. So just looking to make a nice big knot there, like that. And now you can see that if we pull on those, when the window's open, you're just going to see that, that and that. Take a cigarette lighter, burn the end, that's good. Stops it fraying. Pretty much the same sort of height with that there, and that's good. We have a window here and the window opens outwards, so we can't screw into this because this is attached to effectively the frame, isn't it? But this is actually a window, so we are forced to attach to the top of this, but that gives us a problem. So as described, this needs to be attached to the ceiling, and you can see that underneath we've got actual holes here giving us access to put our screwdriver through, so we can put screws in here. But if I was to screw this hard up against it, I would never be able to open the top surface. You see, when I open that, there's a difference in height between where that goes and where that is, so we need to put some kind of shim in here. Draw around it like so. And I need to cut this out. So I'm just marking these out. So with the shim and the screw in position, I now put this right where it needs to be. Give it a push. As I say again, if it's hardwood, you'll probably have to drill it, but this is softwood, like all window frames. Hardwood windows are near impossible to get paint to stick to them, and now that is where we want it to be. So obviously when we open the window, you'll see the back of this bracket, but you can't have everything. So now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So it helps if I tip this backwards, then in like so, and I can afford to bring these down, clip them into position. I don't know if you can see, but there's a tab that's bent there, and that's bent in, and that wants to go on the inside. So if you put these on, and it's, there we go, and it kind of bends out, it's because the tab is on the outside, so that's where that wants to be. Make sure that this is level. It's not the end of the world because it's Velcro, so you can take it off and put it back on again. That looks good. And then we're into the same procedure that we were before. So if you end up having a little accident and you cut the cable in the wrong place, it isn't the end of the world. If you just hold those two ends over a flame, you can literally heat them up and you can melt them back together again. It's like welding. And then lick your fingers and wrap it around, and you can make it nice and smooth, and it will produce a joint which is just as strong as it was before. So worry not, it's easily fixed. So after seeing me make a complete hash of this particular one, when I trimmed this too short, you just saw me with a candle joining them back together again. And if you look very closely, you can just see where the two have been sort of like welded together, and that's one of the welds there. So it's time to move on to that side. So this is a little bit different in as far as this surface is not level, and so we're going to have to accept that when we put this system up, we're going to have this slightly wonky. So I'm just making a sort of a visual inspection as to where I'm going to put this. Okay, so there's just one in position, which is what I wanted. I know that this is wide enough, so I can put this underneath, and I can now afford to change this around until I find level. Is there? So I can put that there.